So I hope you guys can see that what we've been reading is it's playing out before our eyes. If you have a chance, go check out that video at the top right here. Right here. This one. Go check it out. That's Israeli News Live, and I was actually shocked to see that he is of the mindset that he is, of the belief, the understanding of what's going on that he is. I really am surprised. Go check it out, and after you watch that, and just think about how that's basically what his point, what he was getting at, was what's going on. It's the truth. And I'm going to show you. I've been sitting here reading in his word this morning, and I'm looking at what we were reading and what I was reading from last night in that video last night. And let me show you. If you don't see this, if you don't see what's going on, you have to watch. You have to look at what I'm about to show you. If you don't see it, because if you don't see it, you need to see it. Right here, what we read in 23 of Isaiah, about the song, about Soar singing the song of a whore. Sing songs so that you may be remembered. And at the end of the 70 years, it shall be that Yahuwah visits Soar, and she shall return to her harlot fee and commit whoring with all the rains of the earth on the face of the soil. But at the very bottom, it says that those goods will be for those who dwell next to Yahuwah, before Yahuwah, to eat sufficiently and for a choice covering. Now let me just explain this. If you're not catching this, if you see what's going on over there, just if you've been watching the news, just think about what's going on. And if you go watch that Israeli News Live, you're going to see that he has 3 or 4 videos from people that were like in their military, people that in the high up, people who would know something, and hear what they're saying. They're even saying it. They're agreeing with what this is saying. That they can see, like since about 2017, 2018, people have been coming out more boldly, speaking out against it, even though they're still standing firm with that word, that anti-word, that I don't even want to say on here because that'll get this taken down. That has been a tool, and it's their greatest tool, their greatest weapon, because anytime the facts are coming out about what's happening, it shouldn't matter who you are. If sin is sin, it doesn't matter who is doing it. Okay, that's why the word judges everyone, and all knees shall bow. Their knees should have to bow to the truth, regardless of who they are and what's happened to them in the past. And and just understand that same power that they wield in their hand right now, still today, with that word, that could have been what happened back then. I don't know. I'm from this day and time. I don't know what happened back. I can tell you one thing for sure, that I've seen a lot of errors and discrepancies. We'll just put it that way, in everything I've read or seen in history. So, but now it just answer or tell me, is this true or not? Does it seem like there's news channels, people I've seen, everything I've watched, I've seen everything in favor of them using that word a lot of times and still pushing that narrative. But then I'm seeing other ones pop in and say, no, they're doing this. That's what got my channel taken down, because I mentioned that. I put 2 articles on there and they were from like the BBC and from like big news organizations. And they took it down because those articles were saying that they were doing things not on the up and up, you know what I mean? So she's singing the song of a whore. And look, there's people realizing like that they wield that sword, like I was just mentioning. They're seeing that that's what it is. That it's a trick. It's a trick to get you to bow to them. And at the end, towards the end of that video, he plays one of those guys that are in an interview, and he says that Christians shouldn't worship just one guy, Jesus. They should worship all of us, he said. He said, because if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have your Jesus. Whatever he said. And he was serious. He expects Christians to worship every one of them guys that are of that nationality. Now, let me ask you this. Is he wrong to say that? He's wrong to say it, but is he far off? Do the Christians not worship those guys? They do, don't they? So yes, that's the crowning city. We read up in this, and I don't know if it was this chapter or the next chapter. You've seen it. I've read it several times on here to you. It says the crowning city. Now, if you don't believe that city's the crowning city, I'm going to ask you one question. Who's your king? Who is your king? I guarantee you, if we go around the world to every country, the majority of the people are going to answer the Messiah. They're going to say Jesus, ain't they? That's what they're going to say. Or God. However they do it. But I guarantee you most of them are going to say Jesus, the Messiah. So, and where's he from? What city's he from? Oh, that's right. That's where he's from, isn't he? So that is the crowning city. Don't get it twisted. There is no other crowning city. It wouldn't have been Rome. It wouldn't have been. This is the time of the end. This is the crowning city. So, everyone's seeing the crowning cities. Look, if like I told you, the Song of Moses is coming out of Egypt or wherever you are, the four lands, the corners of the earth, and following the Most High, even though you're scared and afraid, following him to your resting place, to your dwelling place. That's the Song of Moses. And the Song of the Lamb is doing everything, following the truth, picking up your stake, being ready to die, ride or die for him and the word. And going to the city. All esteem to Abba Yahuwah. Not myself, but him. You know, that stuff. That's the Song of the Lamb. So, the Song of Sor, if she's singing songs of a whore, her paying her harlot fee, and you see what's going on in the news, and you see how they've wielded that sword, and you see how they are not only the crowning city, you see how all the nations she's committing the harlot fee, because look what it does. Think about what it partakes in. We know Kabbalah, and that's where the tree of the garden, in the garden of the knowledge of good and evil, is taught. The doctrine of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil is what the Kabbalah operates on. Yes, it is. Go prove that wrong. You're not going to be able to. And that's why you see the light and the dark. That's why you see in those guys' floors, or not them guys, but they're associated with those guys. The guys who you see one in every town in America. You see the little shop with the six-pointed star, not the six-pointed star, but the compass, and they got the black and white checkered floor. That's why, because it's the knowledge of good and evil. That's what it is. They'll tell you about it. They call it the tree of life, but it's not. So, and we see that all these nations, they could be sitting there. Okay, let me put it to you this way, because this is hard to explain. And when you see what I'm getting at, you'll understand why I'm having such a difficult time wording this, because I don't want to offend anyone. I I don't want this to come off in the wrong way. I want you to understand where I'm coming from precisely. The fact that they wield that sword over people, right? And anytime if they've done something, if they've done something, all they have to do when the conversation gets too deep and the facts start coming out is they bring out that word. And it's the truth. You know that's the truth. And it's getting people taken off of the internet. And that's part of the whole idea. They're going to use that. They're just going to keep coming with it, and they're going to they might come take this off the air because of what I'm getting at right now. But hey, I can't. It is what it is. We got to do what we got to do. If you see other countries, other news stations from other countries around the world or whatever, you can see that they know that they're doing something that's not right. They're hesitant to even say that, that they're supporting them doing what they're doing right now. But yet you see other ones like Fox News. I went on Fox News a couple times, and man, they're hammering it so hard you can clearly see who it is they work for. Because I mean, it's obvious. They're trying to. That's like selling war bonds. Fox News is trying to pump you up. If you don't see that, you need to wake up. They're trying to encourage you to support what they're about to do over there. They're lined up and they're about ready to do what the Bible's told us they're going to do. The town of Gaza, it says it will be uninhabited. You've seen it. What's going on? 1 million people exiting right there, right now. And I was talking about getting here in a car. You're fortunate enough to have a car. Did you see all those people that are walking out of that town right now on the back of donkeys and stuff, little trailers pulling them? That's all you can see is just nothing but people fleeing out of their city. So you see what's going on, and you see the harlot fee is how those nations like Fox News, that's straight up whoring 101 right there, what they're doing. So you ain't gonna prove that wrong. I see it. You should be able to see it too. And if you don't, that's you need to. There's a reason he says, see with your eyes and hear with your ears. It's so obvious that Fox News is number one hoe, or top hoe. That's just how it is. So it's sad, but still. And I know that's hard to hear. Most people love that channel. I used to too. I used to watch it, and I was a Fox News guy. Like in the morning when I drank my coffee and stuff, I went to Fox. Now I know every one of them is full of BS, and I don't trust a word they say. It's the other way around. I see what they're trying to do just pretty much with everything that they put out. But I watch it just so I can see what's going on, and then I can form my own opinion from the truth, based on the truth and what I see. So you see how that is. That's the harlot fee. She's committing whoring with all the rains of the earth on the face of the soil, and she'd been doing it. She had it sewed up. There was no country or no channel, no station that was speaking out or saying maybe. They couldn't even raise their eyebrow before. Now they're seeing it, and now you can tell that those guys, they don't care. I heard the one guy say on CNN, he said, and this was like their attorney general or something, like the leader, the Secretary of Defense. He said, we know that the UN is going to come out against what we're doing, but we don't care. We know here in a couple weeks when it's on like Donkey Kong, he said when the UN, anybody in the UN comes out and says anything about what we're doing, we don't care what they say. We're going to continue on and push forward. That's what he said. And he told you what pushing forward looked like in that interview. And they're not playing. It sounds like they're going to do it. And would you doubt it? We've seen the word come spring to life right here in front of us. The choice covering. What I'm doing right now, everything I just told you about that place, that's me eating. I'm eating because I can clearly see what we ought never do. You see what I see? You understand that, right? So, they use that word. Is this, can I ask you this? Would this be true or not? In Messiah's time, would he be considered an anti, you know what? He would, wouldn't he? Oh, yes. They would be using that word. That's what, that would be probably, I'm not going to speculate, but I guarantee if we go back through and look through all the Gospels, the 4 books of the Gospels, we'll probably find a word that was thrown at him in there that we could dig through the etymology of it, and I guarantee you we'll find traces to that word or connections to the anti-word. I guarantee you. That's what they would have, that was how they did it. That's how they ended him. That's how they've ended him up till this day. That's why he's still in that part of IPEC Goat 2 where the lady has the flask. She's holding, that's letting you know the word, it's killed, and he's only got one eye. It's like there's, all that's left is you're just barely hanging on, grabbing a hold of the edge of his garment. Because the truth has been, it's been stricken. It's been hit in the head. But now, we're starting to see the Messiah in the clouds coming down from heaven. The truth's coming down from heaven. This happened, this is counseled by Abba Yahuwah. That's why it's on time precise. The 70 years went by. You can count the years, go back and look, and to see how society's perception of that place and what's going on, what they do, it's changed. You can clearly see, because 10 years ago, we would have never, this conversation wouldn't have been had. It wouldn't have. No one was talking about this. And there's not going to be too many talking about it right now, but more than what was back then. And you can tell there's more people that want to say it. And there's going to be a lot of people that run and hide because they're afraid of what society's going to say. They don't want to be labeled as that, do they? I don't want to either. I don't want to be labeled as that. I'm not anti anyone. What I'm anti of is top hoe, number one hoeing, how to be a hoe 101, that kind of stuff. The absolute, I mean, whatever nasty word you can come up with in your mind, that's what I'm talking about. I'm anti that. Aren't you? Yes, me too. I'm pro truth. I'm pro doing the right thing. Loving commitment. That's what I'm pro. I'm anti anything in the opposite direction of that. So, but could you see them throwing that on anyone, throwing that label? They'll do it to whoever says anything. That's what they get. And you know how bad it can get for somebody that gets that label. Yeah. So if you can't see what's going on, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say, but one thing, this last part of this last verse 18, it'll tell you that you have protection against that now. It's that choice covering. Choice. You know why? Why it's choice? You know, like it says when it says we eat the old wines well refined and the choice pieces with the marrow. That's the same reason he uses the word choice, because it's the best. It's the best covering, and I'm going to explain it to you right now. Now, because they don't care, because they're going on, they're pressing forward, and they're going to do whatever they want. And there's other eyes from the outside that are seeing something ain't right, that they're doing something wrong more, and it's being broadcast more. That opinion is coming out. And let's think about the difference of opinions. Let's think about the people on Fox and that watch Fox they stand with them people. They don't care. They feel that they have the right to go in there and just level whole cities if they are anti. They can do whatever they want. They'll go around the world and do this. And there's been no proper investigation to see what happened over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just right behind them and saying, go ahead and kill and have all them people run down the street. And I mean, this, you can clearly see. So if we put one opinion if we brought them to court and they went on trial, both opinions, who do you think is the right opinion? What's the right opinion going to be? The opinion that will be declared right is the right opinion. Is that, yeah, we should have due process. We should understand that word is used as a mighty weapon. You talk about powerful weapon, my gosh. And no one gets to ever question what's going on. You see what I'm saying? They're going to lose. They are going to lose. And so the more that comes out, the more the truth comes out, the more people feel as though they should be able to point that out, that is a weapon they use, that we should take that off of the table. There should be no weapon that any group of people could hold over anyone's head like that. There should never be hate displayed anywhere. But at the same time, and that's hate. Just go define it. Go measure that up against the definition of hate, and you'll see it. That's its right category. That's where it belongs. And all I'm asking it to do is to actually love one another. Judge with true right ruling. Do you see? So the more that comes out, the more you're going to be covered when you got to be wise. Wise as what does it say? Wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. That's how you have to be. Because, but at the same time, while you're being as wise and as loving and harmless as possible, you still need to be bold as a lion and do what the Most High is asking you to do. And like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel, they walked straight up into that deal, didn't they? In that fire. And they come out unscathed. That choice covering right now, it's going to be the choice piece, because there'll be people saying, well, all he's standing for is the truth to be brought out. He's not asking for nothing malicious, or he's not promoting anything that you can equate to hate in any way. So what's so wrong with you? We're going to have the choicest of coverings, my friends. So, and you know what that choice, where that choice covering comes from, right? You already know. That's our daddy. And give him all esteem, all praise, all glory, and all honor. His name is Abba Yahuwah. When I say Abba, I mean Daddy Yahuwah. He's the Most High, our wonderful Creator, our righteousness. I hope you guys had your bib on. Enjoy.